Welcome back. The music is on and on and on until the break of dawn. It's up, it's up, it's up. And we are going to have some fun. More on health and wellness coming your way right after this. Well, Cool Clyde's on the ones and twos. All right, we got Joshua Margolis here with us today. You know, he's into health and fitness and all of that. And you have something right here in the Bronx, right?
That's right, that's right. Well, what we do at Mind Over Matter is we pride ourselves as being an in-home fitness service. So we tell people, don't worry about getting the gym's gonna come and get you. So we go to people's homes, people's offices, even nearby parks, as long as the weather's cooperated. And we'll take people through a series of exercises that don't really involve equipment. Sort of you versus your body.
Idea because, you know, a lot of people say, oh, wow, I gotta go to this gym over here, and people in New York City basically don't have a whole lot of time to run around. So if you can come to them and get them in on their schedule, I think it's a great thing.
It's the #1 excuse we hear. Why don't you exercise? I don't have time. Time and money are two biggest excuses really for anything, let alone exercise. So we get that a lot. So by us coming to them, it sort of gets that out of the equation. But what we've been doing and what we've been finding at this time of the year, we do this every year, is we're about a month after New Year's resolutions.
New Year's resolutions.
Now,
how can you keep
that's
them?
Right. It might seem like 3 months ago to some people, and I think most of us are not shocked when we find out that the #1 resolution, lose weight. Everybody says that. Everybody wants to lose weight. Everybody wants to get in shape. But then again, nobody wants to do, or nobody's prepared to do what it takes to take that next step. The expression, everybody wants to go to heaven, nobody wants to die. So, nobody wants to put the work in that they need to do. And what we try to do is we try to break it down. We try to make it simple for people. Why do New Year's resolutions fail most of the time? And what we find is people bite off a little bit more than they can chew. Okay, so let's say, for example, let's say weight loss. Somebody's 50 pounds overweight. Don't say I want to lose 50 pounds. I want to lose 10. Let's start with 10. Let's start with something realistic, a little bit more something attainable. Okay, so we try to make it easy and simplistic for them. #2, we try not to completely revamp their lifestyle. If somebody does not go to the gym, if somebody does not work out, if they don't exercise, to then say, well, I'm going to exercise now 5 days a week, that might be, again, biting off a little bit much.
Yeah, and a lot of it's habitual, too. I mean, you eat the same thing. If you just change one thing, you can begin to lose weight. Don't eat before you go to bed because you're eating to fuel your body to do what you're going to do during the day.
That's right.
But to eat to fuel your body to sleep,
and that's a good point, too.
You're not burning off anything that much.
And what you alluded to before with the New York City lifestyle, I mean, go, 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 move, 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 run, run, run. It's sometimes we don't even think about taking care of ourselves during the day. We go 8-10 hours without eating. It's 9 o'clock at night.
Then all of a sudden you throw it down there, but you sleep on it.
That's right. It's the worst thing we do. And chances are at that time of night, you're going to get your hands on any food you can get your hands on. You're going to eat that food.
And you're going to go to sleep full, and then you're going to toss and turn. You're not going to get a good night's sleep because you're full. Your digestive system is working all through the night.
It's a slow change. I think another point that we try to drive home to people is, you know, don't sit around waiting for all of a sudden that magic bullet, that magical cure that's going to come along. And I think the gentleman you had on before, those 3 guys talking about, you're not going to find your answer in a pill. You're not going to all of a sudden take this pill and you're going to be the healthiest person. You're going to lose weight. It doesn't work like that.
You have to put, like Muhammad Ali used to put the combinations together.
Listen,
you got to put it together.
You got to put it together. You have to put the time in. You have to put the work in. You have to put the effort in. It's not going to happen overnight. I think a lot of times, back to the whole sort of New York City thing, and this is probably nationwide as well, we're impatient people. We want results now. It's what can you do for me today? I want to lose 10 pounds this week. I want to, I want to get a flat stomach. I want to do all this in a month. It's not going to happen. If you see something like that tells you otherwise, they're selling you something.
I always say, there was a time in your life you weren't able to walk, and you got up and you knocked stuff over. You took little baby steps. Take baby steps to get to where you need to go. Don't eat after 6 o'clock. You may want to start out with that.
Great thing.
Then, you start off with watching what you eat, and then you add a little bit of exercise, maybe a little more walking than normal. And then you go from there. Those combinations
those are great points. And what we try to drive home to our clients at Mind Over Matter is the simple things what you're alluding to. People taking the subway. Get off 1 stop before your normal stop. That's an extra 15 blocks sometimes you have to walk. Look, if time's a factor, you can't do that. Instead of taking the elevator, take the steps. Instead of wheeling your groceries home, carry them by hand. It's these little things that
And
don't
then lift them.
Lift them. Hey, listen, if you got 2 quarts of milk in a bag, that's a pretty significant curl right there. But it seems so insignificant, these little things, but if you put them all together and add them up, it will make a difference. So we start doing slow changes, and a lot of what we tell people is, what we were talking about initially is you don't need to go to the gym. You can do exercises right in the convenience of your own home. You don't need equipment. If you're watching some infomercial, don't necessarily buy that piece of equipment because it's probably just going to end up sitting in your apartment collecting dust.
Yeah.
Use your body.
Yeah, and when was the last time you used the bottom half of your lungs?
That's right. Well,
what do I mean by that?
Well, it's just like that. People need to get a better grip on what needs to be done and the steps that need to be taken. So what we try to do is we'll come into people's homes, and you can get all this information on our website, mindovermatternyc.com, and there's little exercises that we can do that we're going to have some of the interns here come on in. Yeah, we got Junior and Iris, so you guys are going to come on up.
All right, get ready, you guys.
I hope you know what you're getting into right here.
You tied up your sneakers and your shoes? You got everything straight?
That's right.
Welcome.
So what we're going to do is we're going to run through some simple exercises. I'm going to even do some with you, but this is stuff that people can do at home, people can do without equipment, don't have to worry about a gym. But a couple things before we even start. And I know when everybody stands around me, they always stand perfectly well. It's like they know what I do for a living, so all of a sudden they stand up straight. But you're on the right step. So before we even start, we're going to talk about posture, which always means your head looking forward, your shoulders nice and square, your abs engaged. Now, I don't mean sucking them in, because when we think of that, we think suck them in. That's really not the best thing for you. It's almost like you want to squeeze them. Don't worry about anything.
Only if you want to take a picture.
That's right, that's right. Then you suck it in like that. Don't worry about that. Worry about the muscle on the outside, on the inside rather. Don't worry about the fat on the outside. Make sure we squeeze it. And you're always keeping a little bit of bend in your knees. If we lock our knees out, all that pressure is going to go to the knees. We want to keep a little bit of bend in the knees. So we're going to start something perfectly simple right now. It's a great way to warm up. And people who are exercising in the morning, more important to them, because you think about this. You get out of bed. You've been sleeping hopefully for at least 7 hours, although New Yorkers, it may be 5. Yeah. So you're in that position. You haven't even moved. You can't just all of a sudden spring out of bed and start running 5 miles in the park. That's how people get hurt. You need to warm up.
You guys got 2 minutes.
That's right.
Here we go.
I'll Simple stuff right here, okay? We're going to do something called toes, hips, sky. So all you guys are going to do right now is touch your toes, touch your hips, and touch the sky. Back and forth. So hips, toes, hips, sky, back and forth. And all they're doing right here is loosen up. They got both their knees bent. It's a nice and easy movement. It's to get the blood pumping, get the heart moving. It's nice and easy, firing up the back of the legs. And normally when you're doing something along these lines, you want to do it in 30-second intervals. You go for 30 seconds, you take 30 seconds off. Good, relax, guys, fantastic. I'm going to keep it easy for you in the beginning. Right now we're just going to spread our legs a little bit further. Okay, we're going to put our arms out to the side, and we're going to start with our right hand. We're going to go opposite hand, opposite leg, and then coming straight up, and then the other side. Good, so you make sure we watch each other. You guys are going to keep going as I'm talking. This is another step up from just doing the sort of like the toes, the hips, the reach. You guys are alternating side to side, and everybody's got to go at their own pace, okay? It's not worrying about the person next to you. You're going for a set amount of time. That's all you're doing right there. Good, relax, guys. So we're going to fire it up a little bit more. Now we're going to start doing silly things that make us look ridiculous. But what you guys are going to do is you're going to stand straight. There's something called the toy soldier. Toy soldier is another way to fire up the back of the legs, get the heart pumping. Arms straight up in the air. As your arms come down, we're going to start with our right leg. You kick your right leg up, and you bring them back down. So let's start with our right, coming down and up, and then alternating, left and up. Good. Right and up. There we go. So they call it the toy soldier because eventually, if you start walking, you look like the March of the Wooden Soldiers. So back and forth like this. You guys are doing fantastic. And the whole time I'm going to talk, and you're going to keep moving, but even though we're working our legs, you're feeling it in here because you're engaging your core the whole time. Good, guys. Relax. Okay? Back to the days of gym class, the last thing we're going to make you do. And everybody's done these. People love them, people hate them, but either way, we're going to try them. It's just a simple jumping jack. Nice and easy, guys. Let's see them right now. Arms back and forth. Good, here we go. Nice and easy. And this is, again, a step up from the toes, hips, reach. A step up from the toy soldier. You're going to keep going. And then we have ways to change the jumping jack to make it a little bit more difficult for people out there who want to try that next step. And that next step is, hands here. We're going to go like this, and then split. and then split. Now we're firing up the inner thigh. And now we have a little bit of coordination as well. And if you think you could do the arms, then bring them in. Bring them in the mix. Just like that. Fantastic. So these are all simple, basic stuff. That's right. You're moving right now. I know they're not showing it, but they're sweating right now. Yeah. They're just like that. The heart rates are up right there.
Sweaters and sweatshirts.
It's easy stuff.
Thank you so much.
My pleasure, Rob.
Joshua Margolis. Where can we get more information on what you do?
MindOverMatterNYC.com is the best bet to find us.
You got to give me some push-ups, though.
Yeah, let's see those push-ups. You guys have good push-ups. I know Iris can do great push-ups. I'm sure you can 10 as well.
Give me 5. All right, 2. All right, for more information, you can visit
MindOverMatterNYC.com.